Well, we'll have to see how these two teams perform on a map that, well, we talked about it, tends to favor Toon Squad. They will be the first ban, however, and they will take out Ying. So I can't say that's surprising. Ying, so powerful on Oregon. Oregon, not a small map whatsoever. And Oregon, a map where certain rooms, meeting hall, kids, and basement, or specifically, basement, are all so influential and where the majority of defenders are. And when you have an operator that just says, I don't care who's in here, I'm just gonna find you all, that's the kind of influence you want. A Habana ban from Our Bad. I am a little bit interested on that. That certainly opens up the door to Kaid tricking, I would imagine, as 2 Electro Claws, 2 exothermic charges. You got to imagine there's a strategy here, possibly with Maverick from Our Bad. The Mirror ban, not too surprising though. That is typical on Oregon.
Yeah.
So influential on the 2 main bomb sites, which is the biggest thing. To both kids and into basement. Echo from Toon Squad. That is a tad bit surprising, just simply because they are on defense. They have access to Echo. So right off the bat, with them banning Echo, they have to play a little more forward for the point. Granted, you could bring Smoke, you could bring Maestro as they currently are, but Echo does enable wider and further play. And when you ban them, obviously, well, somewhat lose that ability. And here we go. The first round of the final game will commence. Our Bad versus Toon Squad. As always, I am your caster, Jared Man Live Robinson. Joining me is Jesse Corn Pop Chick. Our producer is the lovely Crater, and our observer is Keglinek. We want to thank every one of you for joining us for today. Again, we are always here on this channel, or I am always here on this channel, Corn Pop filling in on Stokes' channel, casting for Challenger League at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Friday. If you want the other games, make sure you tune in to Rainbow_UK, or Rainbow R6_UK, I believe, for Sternab and Uzumaki, with Cass over on his channel again for the other games. There's 1 play day for Challenger League this year, or this season. And here we go. I like the reinforcement on the left for the mirror. That does enable that wide angle for glitch on the Maestro cam, and what a difficult evil eye to get rid of. We do see a lot of devotion right now. Oh, wonderful angle.
Wow.
Factor. He does get the down on to Cali. So your Blackbeard at most will have 20 health, if not dead. And he'll more than likely, he's going to get picked back up, but only at 20 health. Factor sacrificed 50% of his health for that exchange. A win for the defense, though, certainly. What an operator to hit so early on.
Oh yeah, Toon Squad showing that they are here to play. They're not going to mess around. Now we're going to see a lot of pressure being put up on this tower. Now they definitely know that someone's playing up there, and they want to try to get Factor dead as soon as possible. You can see he's already been brought down to 50 HP, so they've done half of their job. They just need to finish off the rest of it. Of course, the fact that they've gotten 50% there is not going to influence his fragging ability. Euphoria, unfortunately, will disconnect, so that is going to make it a 5-off-4. Not how you want to lose your very first player. Not really any way that you want to lose it, but certainly from a spectator point of view, that is a shame when that happens. You're going to have only 4 men, and as you mentioned already, Cali very, very low, so not great.
Well, fortunately, does come back,
them,
but it'll be a 4v5 regardless, as you do not come back right exactly where you were. We do see that repel, but really to no effect as Tuffy is trying to make any sort of magic happen, but Factor with the 1 will take him out, obviously, with the touch he needs. A really poor clear of T3 will result in the death of your sledge. Carnage, however, will refrag it. Factor, though, you can take a bow. You have done your job more than admirably. I mean, you waste 2 minutes of time and you get a kill in the process. You got to be feeling good about your own game.
Yeah, no, that was a great play by Factor, able to down 1 player and then get the kill on another. And that last kill was actually a really nice flick over to the other window. Great game sense to be able to predict somebody might be playing over there, and then also great shot to be able to land that kill and take down Tuffy before the sledge could find the shot. So With that, we're left with 35 seconds to go. 3 attackers who can try to get back in on this bomb site. You can see they're pushing in through the bunker, through construction. Rav has gone ahead and opened up that doorway. Callie poking forward. Doesn't matter if he's on 20 HP. That's 2 in a row, and all of a sudden his team have found themselves in a player advantage. Not for long. Glitch will take down Carnage in a second for him. A 2K responded to by a 2K. It's going to be all up to Rav, the support player, on the Thermite. Now comes around and not a chance. Glitch, beautiful positioning, wins it for his team 1-0.
And yeah, you said it. Wonderful positioning. A very questionable take from Our Bad to fully devote yourselves to that tier 3 take when it's a Jaeger inside of the it's not exactly the highest priority. Obviously, you push from the back. Yeah, I get it. You have to clear it there, but if you have someone positioned in tier 3, why not do a main stairs push instead? And I'm kind of scratching my head at the call to push from there, but certainly a topic of conversation to say the least, and not something we haven't seen from Toon Squad. We have seen this now twice, or actually 3 times. Toon Squad pick Watchtower as their second defensive site, and Kids is actually the 3rd choice for them. And not that it catches teams off guard, because these teams have more than done their research. This is more of a case of just something unique that we don't really see, and for a map as stale as Oregon, it's nice. I mean, granted, you don't see teams touching dining, but this is still nice to see. You only really see dining if Echo is available as well, just simply because you get to play that default angle from a decent distance, but there are so many factors into why dining is bad. A spawn peek from Factor won't result in anything, and here we go. The second round, again, the final game. Toon Squad up ahead of Our Bad. Toon Squad looking to be 2-0, and Our Bad looking to at least make it 1-1 for themselves at the end of the first play day of Challenger League Season 9. And Chef doing his best Bob Ross impression will just paint a lovely sculpture for himself. A beautiful scenic view. Nothing will come of it, at least for the moment. Just a lot of setup from both of these players. I think they're just having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we're just bringing up Chef now, because obviously he was playing on Our Bad for the first half of these qualifiers. He actually jumped ship, moved over to Toon Squad. I don't know the exact details of why he changed, but regardless, he's changed teams, and so now playing for the Toon Squad boys. He's found a lot of success with them. Toon Squad in the later half of those qualifiers were playing very, very well. So clearly been a good addition to their lineup. But I imagine there's some emotions coming around. He's playing against his own team, or his old team, sorry. And so if he does well, or if he loses it for his team, that'll be something that I'm sure they bring up after the fact. But regardless, I mean, we're a minute and a half into things, and this is looking a little bit like the last matchup, where it takes a long time before things actually start to get going. With some of these teams that are maybe less experienced, sometimes you would expect to see a little bit more aggression, but this time not the case. Might just be a bit of they're not willing or not ready to attack on the tower. Yeah, I'm betting this team did their research, especially since they went here over border. However, that's still not necessarily something that you were prepared to go into, especially for round 2.
This back and forth between Factor and Euphoria is so interesting to watch. I mean, Factor doesn't need to do anything. He's on defense. He just need to be patient. He did open up a hole for himself, I imagine, just as a distraction, perhaps to bait Euphoria in. We do see Glitch delaying so much time here. Shep with a C4 will take out the grenade. So there goes your sledge, and not exactly the start you're looking for Our Bad as time ticks down. They're just losing members left and right. This is not looking good at the moment for Our Bad.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this is clearly a strategy that they are quite content with defending on the towers. It seems so unbreakable, which is weird because usually this bomb site's one that a lot of teams shy away from on defense, right? Some teams even dislike it so much that they will go kitchen instead of it when given the opportunity, but another kill going in favor of the defenders. Glitch takes down Callie as he starts to enter into the bomb site. That leaves it just to Euphoria and Rav to try to make something happen in a 2-on-5, and once you're in the 2-on-5, the 1-on-5, it looks very, very dire fighting in Meeting Hall, and wow, Factor really pulling it big here. Toon Squad
a flawless round from Toon Squad, and I will point this out. Something very curious from Our Bad. So they spent the first defense. They decided to clear Watchtower. It does not really work in their favor as they wasted 2 minutes and also a body of their own. This time, it is Watchtower as the play. Once you control tier 3 Watchtower for the attack, you basically have a clear win. It is very easy to secure a plant, especially with a lack of rotations in the attic, or even with the rotations in the attic. There's only, everything is in front of you once you're on that tier 3 level as the attackers. Very curious to push then from the south side instead of rappelling onto tier 3, and it's not even like they cleared the second floor so they can rappel safely from the south rappels onto Watchtower. They just never cleared the second floor. They pushed the first floor of... I am so confused at what I'm seeing from our bat at the moment, and like I said, a lot of it is just general, this is the bomb site, this is what we're gonna do strategies that a lot of teams have seemingly fleshed out, but Oregon is, I'm speechless. I mean, is what it is. I don't know why you would have to displace a Jaeger that still didn't have an effect on you if you push from the south side initially. Here, and again, I get it, they pushed from Watchtower and they pushed the back side of basement. All right, sure, but you could argue that they shouldn't have done that in the first place. But regardless, that was the decision they made. But to not push tier 3 there for Watchtower defense is just playing right into the hands of Toon Squad.
I think it's our bad showing a lot of respect for the roamers of Toon Squad. They want to really focus on rooting them out early, and that's a good start to them doing the same thing on this third round. Those last couple of rounds, I think they were just either taking it too slow or they need to just forget about it and move on. You know, attack the bomb site directly and maybe not worry too much about what those roamers are going to do later into the round. Obviously, yeah, that has its drawbacks, but at the moment, they just spend 2 minutes staring at where the roamers are probably playing, and then they die to the roamers. Like, you're wasting time and you're not getting the kills. You got the worst of both worlds. I'd like to see them try to change something up.
My overall point is you don't really need to worry about roamers when you're on tier 3.
Yeah.
Literally everything is in front of you. It's a very easy pickup. As Glitch, speaking of picking up, will nag himself a kill through that bomb and to take out Euphoria. So a 4v4. Again, time ticking down for our bad. They're taking their sweet time, but it is not paying dividends like we have seen before from other teams. Do see Factor on this deep roam to small tower. Nobody there to check him. Tuffy with a good drone will at least spot out Rainbow inside a kitchen, but what information does that do for you at the moment? How are you going to play off that drone? Factor loves these punch hole angles. He'll continue to hold it. A wonderfully beautiful drawing of a dragon will be all Kelly will spot for the time being. Again, very, very slow. We're a minute left again for our bat.
We have seen a couple of frags traded off. Of course, we're on a 4-on-4, but yeah, more or less has been slow. Tuffy gonna maybe speed things up a little bit, and that's Factor going around. He was the man who was playing around those peak holes, so perhaps that was a pre-fire in the angles. Really well read by Tuffy. It's tough to say what it was. You can hear some grenades being thrown off. In this position, I had looked at a little bit earlier from Rainbow. Beautifully positioned, Rav not able to expect it. Now they're coming in front of the gunfight in the kitchen, and Rainbow wins this one too. He's been playing really, really strong in this round from below. Able to win the first gunfight of the man repelling in, and the second one after he gets pushed out. That leaves 30 seconds, all that they're going to have. Cali gets the first kill. That's going to be a great start to things, but they're going to need to find 2 more and not a lot of time to do it. 25 seconds clock keeps ticking down. You can see Carnage outside of the big window and pushing up the staircase. That is Cali out with a shotgun. Talon will get it down and we'll get the finish off, and it'll be Glitch who gets the last headshot, and Toon Squad take 3 in a row.
This is a case of Toon Squad basically letting our bad play or call the game. So Toon Squad have set up their defenses, and for whatever reason, our bad keep playing into it every single round. We have seen our bad play into the way defense is set up from Toon Squad, and all Toon Squad are doing very intelligently, mind you, are just letting them play at them. They're letting them repel in without droning the fact that there might be, for instance, Puffy droned out Rainbow in kitchen, and for some reason, Ravs took that as the A-OK to repel on in. It's very curious, the communication coming out from our bad, or the lack thereof. Of course, we don't know the full story. Who the heck knows what is happening? But from what we have seen, it would very much seem that our bad strategies are just not where they need to be right now, at least to compete with Toon Squad and Oregon. We haven't talked about Toon Squad's terrific in Oregon. But you are playing so much into Toon Squad's defensive strategies. And like I said, Toon Squad are just sitting back and letting them come at them. I mean, Glitch is picking up kills sitting inside of either this backstairs on Watchtower or it's Factor sitting back and picking up kills from people peeking him. And that's because they're just not moving. They're just letting them come at them and they're picking up the frags. It's very curious. It is very curious.
It might be a bit of a communication issue for our bad, because I think it's an important thing to know when Rav jumped in and the Valkyrie was right beneath him. You can't put that all on him, because that might have just been his teammate not calling it correctly, right? Not making it clear that, okay, there's somebody here. If you do this, you're going to die. So you don't want to be too hard on Rav, because we can't obviously hear their comms. We can't know how much information he had whilst doing that. But certainly that's something that the team should have been able to see. They should have been able to call it out, and that shouldn't have happened, regardless of whose fault it was. So, you know, 0 rounds on the board so far for our bad. And once again, they're going to put a lot of effort into trying to take out Factor, and he'll play pretty aggressively against Tuffy on this window. You're worried about ADS being a factor here to help out Factor and catch those grenades. He's got one more frag thing to throw in.
Well, we talked about the time it takes to displace Factor on this tier 3 is just, the investment is one heck of an opportunity cost. And
yeah, it's almost
they're not clearing the tier 2 of Kids and Generator that allows Factor to just play these 2 windows. All he has to worry about is what he's looking at right now. He doesn't have to worry about the window to his left because they can't repel there because they haven't cleared across. Callie will get a kill on the back of that shield. That shield certainly saved his life, as 2 bullets right to his face will be nullified by that shield. But like I said, Factor is still there. We're 2 minutes in the game and Factor is still there. And Glitch is the one who actually picked up a kill from Factor delaying so much time. And he's still going to delay so much time. And they just can't figure it out. Again, when you don't clear across, it makes it so much more difficult for you. Callie is winning these peek fests because everyone keeps peeking a Blackbeard for some reason. Also, why don't you have Blackbeard repelled to challenge Factor if that's what you want? Well, regardless, you don't clear across. Let's Factor just look at the windows he is currently looking at and sit pretty. Callie, though, is on a tear of his own with 3K at the moment. A C4 will miss the mark. And it'll be all up to Rainbow. They have just completely just said, heck it, I don't want to deal with it. We're not dealing with Factor. We're just going to push site, and Callie is opening things up for his team. Callie picks up one. Tuffy on the flank watch will take out Factor. So, after all that time wasting, all it was Callie pushing into every member of Toon Squad, and every member of Toon Squad peeking him. Now. If you are our bad, again, why either have Callie repel on those windows, clear 2nd floor Kids so that you can then repel on that window that Factor is clearly hiding behind, or all Factor has to do is look forward. You're not making him look any which direction. And if that's your ultimate strategy, if you're Toon Squad, you can't keep peeking that Blackbeard 5,000 times. You just... I mean, what are you doing?
I don't want Callie to change his positioning. I think that he's going downstairs, he's getting the 4K, he's winning the peaks. He's not playing by the windows, but you don't have to with the Blackbeard. And for the first part of that round, they had somebody who was at least watching him. He wasn't playing super aggressively. That was Tuffy, playing around around Factor, who's playing up in T3. And I think sort of what's going on can be really traced back to the fact that Habana got banned out. Habana being banned means that it's really hard to push in through the front door to push basement that direction, the way that maybe it's a little bit more common to see a push onto basement happen. So you're not forced, but you're heavily encouraged to push in through construction with your thermite. And because of that, it means it's so difficult, so dangerous if Factor's playing up in T3. What?
I mean, shenanigans. All you have to do is open. It's all one reinforced hatch that you're looking to open up, and Toon Squad aren't bringing Kaid. You're not dealing with the Kaid. And even if they do, you already have Carnage on Thatcher. What you need is to switch up your attack plan, or Like, so again, here, Callie's holding this angle. Callie's taking a half health. Already, your most influential player, operator, is the one so solo again. And I don't know what Tuffy's doing on this rappel versus Callie, because we all know Blackbeard is one of the best rappel operators in the game, one of the best dual operators in the game. I have so many questions right now, and really ooh, no, not so well placed EMPs as they well, missed the mark for the time being. And it's just, yeah, again, Factor doesn't need to move because the barricade next to him isn't going to be destroyed. He's destroying so many drones. And if you're Toon Squad, you know the call is already made to not peek Callie anymore. So, right, oh, well played by Factor to hear the grenade being primed and to push it right away. So a very risky repel right here from the Thatcher because they, again, have not cleared that tier 3. So ours are across from them. So if someone had rotated, oh, like we see Chef right now, this could result in a kill for Chef simply because of the lack of roam clear from across the way. Factor, again, has played so well throughout this game. He has been such a nuisance for this team. I do not think Callie is going to find as much success as he has the past couple of times, simply because I don't think he's going to get peeked by 3 members of Toon Squad this go around. With a minute left, you're dealing with 5 members and you only have 4. Things are not looking so hot for Toon Squad. And again, it's just Factor calling out to his team like, hey, they're on the rappel, go ahead and peek that dock. But that pressure alone from Chef is enough to back the members of our bad off. And this has been so bizarre. It really has. We mentioned it. Oregon, I'm sorry, yeah, Oregon, a very dull map. We have seen everything. And with that comes, we should be seeing a lot better orchestrated attacks. This map has been out forever. The strategies have been there for, and in fact, it even gets a kill. The strategies have been there for, and that was just Carnage peeking. His team has completely just given up on Factor. Obviously, Carnage was on flank duty, but
I don't think it can be understated Factor's impact on this match, and he has been
frustrated.
Surely the key player, at least when they're holding on basement.
I'm frustrated watching it, just simply because it makes no sense. And if anything, if that is your call, if your call is T3 clear, right? Every single time your call is T3 clear, how are you orchestrating these clears so poorly?
I think it's Factor just playing so good.
How are you not putting Callie on rappel? How are you not clearing across in kids so Chef can't just prime the windows and send Carnage off?
Honestly,
I'm
like
confused.
a couple of these rounds though.
I'm frustrated.
A couple of these rounds, Factor definitely should have lost. I mean, the way he's been playing up in tier 3 is actually incredible. A couple of those kills, I want to say like last round and also the very first round. I guess the 2 rounds they won when defending on basement. He has been so important in getting the opening couple of kills and really in positions where he shouldn't have. Right, if you have players from our bad on those rappel, assuming you have a couple of different guys who can throw in grenades, right, they should be able to work it through it. Like, it should take him some time, especially since Factor's in the Jaeger, you know, he's got those ADSs. It should take him some time, but that should be doable for the attackers. It's not that I think they're completely throwing things away. Yeah, maybe the Blackbeard up there would help them, but I think the Blackbeard was doing good work downstairs, at least in round number 3, or round number 4, sorry. I think Callie was doing work elsewhere. So yeah, maybe you could have put more emphasis on that, but you shouldn't need to, right? I think Factor should be able to get tossed out of there without having to bring up Callie. And this is unfortunate. And now he's not going to be able to.
Will ultimately decide to just back off. So we are going to be seeing this kids push again. Last time it was T3 clear, as our bad always seemingly do. This time they're lucky that no one is there to contest T3, or this game would never end for them. But the clear is always T3, and then they're gonna grab kids. Callie challenges people inside a dining, kitchen, sure. The problem with them last time attacking the site is they played directly into Toon Squad's defense, to the point where Toon Squad did not have to move around very much whatsoever to pick up most, if not all, of their frags. Well, now we do see Factor taken very, very low by Tuffy in some engagement, so things are already looking a little bit better However, you need to make a serious adjustment right now for the calls, for the ideas of what you're trying to pull off here. If you are our bad, you simply cannot do what you did last time. The roamers have to be pushed back and or cleared, and you can't let Rainbow and Chef play this below area. Chef, again, wasn't even a factor last time. He was just taken out because Callie was covering kitchen. You see Chef adjusting and playing passively, but hey, so frustrated. Glitch will take out Callie. So Callie has seen probably the most success right now on our bad, and he is now off the board as the remaining members look to redeem around that they so desperately need. We've seen 5-1. We saw 5-1 last game. It did not look so hot for the defending team. It wasn't really even that competitive when push came to the shove. A very, very odd peek into destroy the Valkyrie cam as Factor peeks onto him and Factor peeks onto Euphoria. Members of our bad are crumbling, and a lot of it has to do with the idea and poor execution.
Yeah, it's certainly, I can see why it would be frustrating. There's another push in by Glitch, countering Carnage, who was playing on the big window. Rav gonna be able to take down one finally for their team, but here comes another one in Chunk Tower. I mean, it's great positioning coming out in this situation when you're already in a 4-on-2, a 4-on-1. You've got these numbers advantages. You can kind of do stuff like this. However, it'll get countered by Rav, but in the end, you've got the player advantage. You can compete them from different angles. Rainbow will come around and eventually win it for the team. 5-1, as you mentioned, doesn't generally favor the team who has just gone down. I don't know if I'm breaking anybody's brains with that bit of analysis there, but certainly I think that our bad have not looked too great. And you know, when we were talking about the map bans, they chose to go here instead of border, and I hoped that they had some sort of a strategy for that. I'm hoping it's a defensive strategy because their attack just looked bad. It's been their bad.
That's definitely a good way of putting it. Yeah, I don't know. It's curious, and a lot of it, again, our bad are a very talented team. I mean, you don't just make Challenger League off of pure luck. They are a talented team, and it's genuinely surprising to see this. That's why you hear any sort of disappointment in my voice, because I did not expect this kind of performance from them, and we are just used to at least a clear-cut game plan and the execution of said game plan. And really, a lot of it came down to the fact that the general idea was not great. The positioning of certain members, the overall calls for who goes where was not where what I expected whatsoever. And yeah, it shocked me genuinely. I expected at least our bad to perform just better than that. So defensive half goes on. My feed is currently dead. What about you, big guy?
Mine just jumped back, maybe. Well, you know, I did want to say I think we're good. We had a bit.
Are you at 220 right now?
I am live. I don't know. Listen, I think it's okay. What I want to bring up, well, I think we're good. What I want to bring up is this is the half swap, right? And that can be a big momentum shift for teams. 5-1 sucks, certainly, but now you're no longer playing the same operators. You can't make the mistake of continuing to fail to take out Factor out of T3, because Factor can't be playing in defense on T3 right now. If at this point, if there's an attacker in T3, the defenders are trying to get him out, something's gone very wrong, right? Probably that's not what we're going to see happen. Now they get to defend in the basement, they get to sort of take things nice and slow, they get to set with their setups, right? And so they can be kind of comfortable here, and hopefully they can get at least one on the board, start the momentum train back up, because this isn't lost. It's looking bad, but it's not lost, and I think our bad, especially with their positioning. I mean, I liked this play from Tuffy. It's a bit odd. Euphoria as well, sitting inside of Meeting Hall. Being able to play two roamers there can be very, very powerful. We'll see what the attack is like from Toon Squad. As you mentioned, they are doing very different strategy. They're not coming in through the T3. They're not coming in through the bunker. They are coming in through the front door. So it'll be interesting to see how a different take onto this bomb site works out, rather than what our bad were doing, kind of banging their head against the walls.
Right, and like you mentioned, this is the first time you're seeing basement attacked from, well, I could say pretty much the default, from the laundry side of things. And with their lineup, that is really not too surprising. Is they have a very, very generic lineup, and you mentioned before that with Thermite, you can't really push from the top. I still don't know what you meant by that.
I mean, it's you're not as happy about it, right? Somebody can come up top of those stairs and really mess up your day. You certainly can. I don't want to say that you can't, but that might be an explanation for why they didn't want to do it.
Coming down. Laundry, obviously the focus. LADS is cleared. The smokes, the fires, but Huffy and Euphoria are in prime position for a retake. Let's see how well the flank watchers can deal. Glitch grabs one, Tuffy grabs one. It's just a bloodbath at the moment as the two teams exchange so many kills. It'll be all to the remaining two members in Carnage and Wrath. Factor grabs one, Factor grabs two. Factor with the G36C, showing why Ubisoft maybe made a good decision to get rid of Ash ACOG, as this G36C for Factor. I mean, he's an Ash main through and through. He's an Ash main ACOG, so you won't really see the R4C with him. It's yeah, it's he's quite good when it comes to Ash. And if you're Ubisoft, you've got to be smiling. So many of the changes you made. Ash loses ACOG. We're now seeing G36 being played, whereas R4C is seeing played 99% of the time. Dokkaebi, her calls are now 12 seconds long. Mutes can cancel them or just completely shut them out in general. We haven't really seen, we haven't seen much of the R4C or much of Ash, and we also haven't seen any Dokkaebi, or Dokkaebi as some people call it, being played. It's, yeah, it's, I gotta commend them on the changes because I personally have enjoyed them so much, and they've influenced the game, my opinion, tenfold. Those were two very powerful operators, Ash specifically at a distance. Dokkaebi in general. I'm a fan. Good
yeah.
You,
I think overall this is a really great update for us. There were a few issues when it first launched, but those had mostly been sorted out. Yeah, it got hotfixed, and actually it was great for Ubisoft to be able to respond very quickly and fix that for us. There was only one unfortunate Go For It tournament I had to cast with those connection issues that were happening, but that's neither here nor there. It's fixed, and we're finally able to play a game. And our bad playing for their lives. They're gonna need 5 in a row should they not want to collect 2 L's in the first play day of Rainbow Six Challenger League North American Season number 9. It's not looking good for them, but I mean, here's their opportunity, right? Defending up on kids' dorms, you've just lost your primary bomb site down in the basement, so now you're moving things up to the second floor. It's so hard, right, getting 5 rounds in a row on defense, because even if you start to win, you're going to be forced to go to one of these offsites. You're probably going to go tower, which all those Toon Squads seem to like quite a bit. Our bad probably are going to be like most teams, in which case they don't have a great defense for it. So that's assuming that they can even win basement, which they've already failed at once. So it's not looking good for them. Still a 5-on-5, however, and with 2 minutes, certainly anything can happen. We see Factor, as you mentioned before, with that ACOG peeking down the long angle, no longer able to use that R4C, but quite powerful as we've been seeing the G36.
And we're seeing a completely different take here from Toon Squad as they completely focus on the roamers and kitchen specifically. We're seeing a storm right now as they make their way in the kitchen. However, Rabs is not flashed out. In fact, it was the wrong way. Euphoria picks up one in the background. Good response now. However, Chef will refrag at least one for his team to bring it to reasonable numbers in a 4v3. Carnage aggressively peeking over towards the garage area. I'm not certain he'll find much. Rabs holding his position inside his showers. And I will say that they are looking, our bad are looking they're looking very, very good right now. They are all in prime positions to succeed. The crossfires are set. And a couple of their members still, well, have yet to be displaced. And Carnage will just pick up the 1v1. Oh! Carnage with the turn will also take out Chef. Heroics from the Legion himself. Talon hopes to end the game with 1 kill, but he will not find another. Carnage will pick up his 3rd. So well played from Carnage.
I mean, it was very impressive being able to play on that roam clear down in the first floor. you got to question a little bit about Toon Squad, how they played that one, and it was a very aggressive defense for them. They had people roaming around on that first floor. Obviously, that sort of makes it more of a coin flip. I think when you play that aggressive style, you're maybe playing a little bit less safe. You open yourself up to just some great plays coming out from the attackers, and if our bad pop off like they did just there's not a ton that you can do about it if you're just not winning the gunfights. Upside, of course, for Toon Squad is you've got 4 more chances to close out the match. And so while they did lose that round, and I think our bad can or should celebrate the fact that they just won that round, because they clearly need something to up their motivation, right? Put something good in their minds so that they can continue to think positive about this game. I don't think Toon Squad need to get into a pity party after one round.
And it's a good sign, and like we've talked about it, that breath of relief for our bad. They are not putting the rounds together that they want, but finally they get the win in pretty dominant fashion. Admittedly, their roamers, Rabs, and Carnage just did so much work to fend off the remaining members. And we're seeing the flexibility I was talking about before. So, Castle to Maestro. We're seeing flexibility from a team that is something short of impressive. Legion to Jaeger. No one on their team really has super set roles. A lot of them are very, very talented to the point where they can flex on a lot of different operators. And we saw the fruits of it there with Rabs and Carnage roaming. And we're going to see a little bit of a different setup with Euphoria, Tuffy, and Carnage as the roamers.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting they've moved over to the Pulse playing in Meeting Hall, right? Last time they had the Valkyrie, and it wasn't super effective. I believe it was Rav, no, I think it was Tuffy playing on the Vigil, who came out of Meeting Hall. He had just really awful luck where he chose his targets to shoot at, and they immediately, like, left, and he had a really bad time in trying to secure kills. Yeah, he had a great opportunity to get, like, a 3K, though, and that's what I'm saying. He ended up just dying after getting 1 kill, I believe. So it wasn't great from him. I'm hoping he has a little bit better luck this time, because that he can't even really be pinned on him. That's just really unfortunate timing. But there's going to be a lot of pressure being placed by Toon Squad onto this Meeting Hall, because they don't want something like that to happen again, and this time luck not quite swing in their favor. You can see they've opened up from Kitchen, so they're going to have a great opportunity to get in here. Of course, they could also start pressuring from Tower, should they choose to do so. At the moment, nobody's over there, but they've got a couple of different options open towards them. At the moment, they're taking their time, minute 30 to go, and they're not ignoring the bomb site either. They've started to open this up with a thermite, and they're just basically watching the angle, making sure that nobody flanks in a way that they shouldn't be.
Right, and last time, what only hurt Toon Squad, they established what they needed inside a lobby. Again, that roam from Meeting Hall could have gone so poorly for them. However, we see Factor set up on flank watch duty this go around, and will look to pick up a few kills. Anyone looking to do any kind of retake. It is interesting to me though that no Nomad is being brought. Instead, you just have devoted flank watchers for both of these teams. It is interesting, and I do look forward to interviewing whoever on that exact thing.
I don't think Factor wants to get off the Ash.
Well, yeah, no, of course not. But we are approaching 40 seconds, and the planter is going down in a 5v5, and no one had stopped him. And we do see Glitch Ball, however. Carnage did pick up a kill onto the flank watch duty. He will not pick up the other. He will no. The Pokeball will not land, and a flurry of kills come out as Talon picks up 2 for himself. Rainbow and Ravs exchange kills. We are in a 2v2 situation, but the timer ticking down. This is not looking so good for our bad, but they do pick up one. Can they pick up the other? Rav is down, so it is technically a 1v1. He'll throw out the Pokeball, but with the time ticking down, he'll have to stick the plant for the moment. A drop down from Rainbow will secure the win for Toon Squad. Toon Squad will move to 2-0 on the day, and our bad, unfortunately, will move to 0-2. What a play day from the very first Challenger League Season 9 day. And thank you all so much for joining us. We will be interviewing, I believe it's Chef again from Toon Squad. Hopefully we'll get that set up a lot quicker. So